For those of you who have not seen a chirp wheel, this is what it looks like. It's a big freaking circle. What's going on, guys? It's your boy Chop, back at it again with Metamorph Fitness. Today though, I'm bringing you guys something a little bit different. One of the things that I want to make sure that I can provide to you guys is as much value as possible. And one of the best ways that I think I can do that is by making sure that you do not waste any money. So with that being said, I plan to bring you guys a lot of review videos to the channel that are going to provide value by ensuring that any products that you do decide to spend your money on are quality items that are actually going to yield benefits and not some snake oil type product that the industry is peddling on any given week. So with that being said, these videos are going to be reviews pertaining to things like fitness equipment and health equipment. I also am really trying to focus personally on purchasing and spending money on recovery equipment this year. I deal with injury a lot personally, and I don't take care of myself well enough in terms of recovery. So my New Year's resolution is essentially just making sure that if something exists that I can purchase without breaking the bank that is going to help me recover better, then I'll purchase it. Normally that's an item that I would put off for weeks and weeks and weeks till I have an injury that actually calls for it. So I need to be a stronger advocate for preventative medicine and preventative practices rather than responding every time I get injured. And then also recovery equipment is going to be something that I really want to take the time to review for you guys as well, as your health and longevity is what is most important when you're training. That's why we're training, is to get healthy and it's to last as long as possible. It's not just to get big and strong. Anyone that knows me knows that I am a huge advocate for foam rolling. I think it can have some seriously beneficial effects on your overall health. And then also personally, as someone who struggles with back pain often, foam rolling has really been an incredible tool for me to utilize and just implement into my daily routine and helps alleviate a lot of that. There's also a couple of other tips and tricks that I have to help reduce back pain, but we'll get into those in a later video. And I do plan to release one of those videos, as that is something that ails me pretty much every day. And I have a lot of friends who suffer from that as well. So it's very common, even if you are young. It's super common. You're not the only one. Now, one thing that I did purchase right around New Year's was a chirp wheel. For those of you who don't know what a chirp wheel is, it's supposed to be a really revolutionary tool that can be used to decompact your spine and help alleviate back pain, and the company says that it is supposed to be more effective than a traditional foam roller. I had put off purchasing this item for weeks and months. Honestly, I think the first time that I had heard about the chirp wheel was probably 2 years ago. And as somebody who at that point didn't even foam roll, I didn't put much stock into it. However, I received an update on Instagram that was essentially saying Chirp Wheel, the 3-pack was going to be about half off for the Christmas holiday. Now, considering what I decided to make my New Year's resolution, which is really focusing and prioritizing my health, longevity, wellness, and recovery, I decided that this could be the first purchase that could really benefit me. So I bit the bullet, made the $100 purchase. Now, for those of you who have not seen a Chirp Wheel, this is what it looks like. It's a big freaking circle. And it's got hard plastic on the inside and then some sort of like soft polymer on the outside. Now, I have foam rolled a lot, and I've used all kinds of foam rollers. I have used soft foam rollers. I have used hard foam rollers. I have used ridged foam rollers. And then I have used tennis balls, objects around the house, the corner of the door, the wall in the shower. Pretty much anything that I felt like could relieve back pain, I've given it a shot. Now, with that being said, each one of those has some pretty negative side effects that can result of using them incorrectly. So whenever I've used a ridge foam roller, I have actually, with the one I have here in my house, bruised my back. Bruised it, left bruises that look like I got attacked by an octopus all over my back. Now, then I've used, I have a soft foam roller and a hard foam roller as well. The soft foam roller feels like it's not beating up my skin or my like spinal vertebrae, but it doesn't really feel like it's providing that much muscular tension relief. Now, whenever I use the hard foam roller, it literally leaves me bruises on the tips of my vertebrae occasionally. Up here, when I get closer to like my shoulder blade area where the vertebrae start to protrude more, I literally get bruises on my back to where my neck will be sore. Now, Chirp Wheel found a solution for that. They call it a spinal canal. So essentially what it is just a small indention that runs through the entirety of the wheel that you are supposed to line your spine up with to take the pressure off of your vertebrae. So the spinal canal really does serve a purpose, and it actually works. essentially what happens is it allows your spinal vertebrae to sit in this ridge rather than getting beat up while you're trying to dig past them to your muscle. And so it works. It really does. And what's crazy was that I was worried it was going to be either too hard or too soft. That's the problem that I most commonly run into when I deal with other foam rollers. And the thing is, there's so much give to the outside layer, and there's none whatsoever on the inside layer. I mean, I feel like you could run this thing over with a truck. Don't try it. I will not reimburse you when you break your chirp wheel, but it's pretty durable, guys. I mean, it says it's weight rated for like 300, 400 pounds or something like that. I mean, when I first got it, I probably weighed about 205, maybe like 201, 205, somewhere between 195 and 205, 195 now, so somewhere between there. And I feel completely sturdy. Now, it does take some balancing at first. Using the large wheel, it does, you feel your abdomen like turn on and fire when you're doing it, but once you get used to the feeling of balance, it goes away. So that's pretty easy. Now, this, like I said, this one did come with 3 sizes. So we have the 2 smaller ones, and then the bigger one, right? The bigger one is mainly for decompaction. It's got the largest curve that your back extends itself over, and then you have one that is meant more for like massaging, and this one is for deep tissue. This will kick your butt, let me tell you. This thing literally, I mean, it hurts. It actually hurts. Now, so far I only have one complaint. I feel like Chirp Wheel's marketing is really trying to make you feel like it can replace your typical foam roller, and it can't. It can be supplemented with your foam roller, in my personal opinion. Now, I have found that there's oftentimes knots right around the edge of my shoulder blades that are only getting irritated by the Chirp Wheel. They're not getting massaged out because I'm just hitting the edge or like the cusp of the knot. Whereas when you use a larger, longer foam roller, you are hitting the entirety of your back, so you make sure that you're not missing anything. But with that being said, I do feel like the benefit of owning a Chirp Wheel versus the benefit of owning a foam roller, for someone who is not trying to be a competitive bodybuilder or is not putting their body through the ringer, weight training, pushing heavy weights, the Chirp Wheel is by far superior if you could only own one. Now, in terms of the purpose, what it's meant to do, relieve back pain and decompact your spine, I give it a 10 out of 10, 100%. What this product is meant to do, it does do. 10 out of 10 in terms of its purpose. In regards to the quality, like I said, the outside layer and the inside layer work perfectly at what they're supposed to do. It was very well thought out. Whoever the engineer was behind this, somebody give this guy a medal because it works. The quality is very good as well. It is very sturdy. I honestly feel like I could stand on even the smallest one and it would not even bow or give whatsoever. So that's fantastic. Now, quality, 10 out of 10. Now, in terms of the price, this is where the Chirp Wheel kind of has one drawback, and that it is around $200 after tax to get it shipped to you unless you get it on a sale like I did. Now, if you do have the opportunity to even get a small amount of this price taken off, go for it. Do not wait. It can literally change your life. It has changed mine. I use it almost every single day, and I have now for about a little over a month. So it is absolutely amazing. So, if you have the opportunity to get this on a sale, jump on it. Do not let it pass you by. I just told my fiance last week, even if this thing had only been $20 off of the $190 price tag, I would have purchased it, honestly. And I got it for half off. With that being said, I feel like they were literally giving me the cure for back pain at 50% off, potentially. So, it may not be for everyone, but it does work for me. And so for me, I'm putting in a lot of work and putting my muscles through a lot of stress in the gym every week. And so I'm constantly in like a little bit of pain. I'll have an ache or a bump or a bruise somewhere or the other from the gym. This has really been a game changer for me, guys. I don't use the small one as often because I do feel like it's kind of tough and makes me cry like a wuss. It's bad. I mean, I'm sure my neighbors have heard me screaming using this. This one is intense. Not for everyone off the bat. Build up your tolerance. Build up your tolerance. And then you can try this one. Now, an important thing to also note is that you do not need to purchase all 3 at the same time. You can buy them separately. Now, if you are only going to buy one, I would probably recommend the medium-sized wheel. In all honesty, I feel like it's going to be the most universally useful. It also does a good job of massaging without beating the crap out of you like the small one, because this guy is no joke, no joke. No joke. Now, the big one is really great, and I would also recommend the big one if you are currently a heavier person. So I feel like this here is going to have the largest surface area, and it does a really good job of dispersing your weight. So if you are a heavier person and foam rolling normally is not something that is doable or comfortable for you, then this is what I would get. And if you are completely comfortable with a foam roller, you live for the pain, you were born in the darkness, others were molded by it, go for it. If you're feeling brave, go for it. I have all three, and personally I feel like the reason they have three sizes is because if you work from the biggest down to the smallest, it does a really good job of not only decompressing your spine, but removing knots, removing tension, helping massage your muscles if you're sore. It's really great. Now, we covered the quality, we covered the purpose, and we covered the price. So, time to give you an overall rating. And with that being said, Chirp Wheel came to play. Chirp Wheel ain't no joke. Chirp Wheel don't give 9 out of 10. Alright guys, well that wraps up the Chirp Wheel review video. If you got any value out of this whatsoever, please hit the like and subscribe button. And if you are feeling extra generous, go ahead and hit that share button, share this to your social media. If you know anyone who has back pain whatsoever, which is pretty much all of us, I promise if you give them this item that they can add to their Christmas list, it can really change their life. I'm not a person who spends larger sums of money easily. I feel guilty. I get buyer's remorse. When my wallet hurts, my heart hurts. But I have no regrets about paying for these. And with that being said, it's really important to note that I did say I'd be willing to pay almost double what I paid. Now, I understand not everyone can drop $200 on a foam roller, so consider ordering one individually. Consider waiting for a sale. It seems like they have them pretty often around major holidays. Guys, without further ado, that is your boy Chop signing off of Metamorph Fitness. And as always, stay real, stay true, peace.